Every day, countless incredible moments happen around the world. Only most of the time they go unnoticed. Thankfully, there are much smarter people out there who are there just at the right time to capture these incredible moments on camera. The internet also deserves credit for allowing us to view these moments from our planet in one place. In today's video, we bring to you some of the best moments caught on camera. So, if you're looking to take a break from your boring desk job, now is the right time. Grab your coffee and make sure to watch this video right till the end, because we have an amazing compilation of videos just for you. Also, before we begin, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. That motivates us to bring you even more fun videos and amazing content. With that out of the way, let's begin. Let's begin with a video most school kids would have a good laugh at. Let's admit it. Being a school principal is a tough job. You have to deal with noisy kids, angry parents, and apparently dumpster diving beasts. James Marsh, principal of Zella Elementary School in West Virginia, was unlocking one of the school's dumpsters one Monday morning when he got an unexpected surprise. Okay, that was more like a big surprise. In case you're wondering, that was a black bear and they're extremely dangerous. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. It's actually pretty common for bears to go rummaging through garbage. Black bears are scavengers and they love eating leftover lunch. But how on earth did this big guy get into the trash can? It turns out the bear forced himself into the dumpster the night before. It probably was unable to get out after having a snack and needed a little bit of outside help the next morning. We're just glad that nobody was hurt in the exchange and everyone had a good laugh after. But not everyone will be laughing after watching this footage. This isn't any scene from a disaster movie, but a real-life disaster. In 2021, the Gulf of Mexico, which was recently renamed the Gulf of America, witnessed one of its biggest disasters in recent history. A Mexican state-owned oil company unfortunately suffered a rupture in an undersea gas pipeline, resulting in a sea of flames. The resulting explosion ended up sending flames boiling to the surface in the Gulf waters. It was so bad that boats had to pump water on the flames for more than 5 hours until it was eventually extinguished. But moving on next, we have some crazy animals. This next one, for instance, was hardly a relaxing pleasure cruise. The crew of this fishing vessel off the coast of New Zealand was stunned when a massive mackerel shark leaped straight onto their boat in 2022. The blue pointer had been attracted by the crew's fishing bait and after accidentally becoming hooked, performed some sort of aerial display that left it stranded. Thankfully, nobody was injured or hurt and the shark eventually managed to wriggle free and back into the briny deep. But up next, we have footage of an unusual creature caught on camera. In mid-December 2022, a couple in England noticed something unsettling in their yard. A strange bipedal beast was skulking around their lawn. Needless to say, the duo was utterly shocked. They had several questions running in their head at once. Could this be some sort of cryptid? Some undiscovered creature? Well, it was none of these, unfortunately. This was just a red fox. The poor thing only had 2 legs but was as nimble as ever. It was seriously impressive stuff. The bipedal fox acted healthy, looked well-fed, and apparently dashed off at speeds that totally shocked the couple. But moving on, we have extraordinary footage that you'd hardly expect to see. That's right. No, your eyes are not playing tricks. What you just saw was a cat chilling out on a plane wing in the middle of the flight. The pilot and co-pilot didn't expect they had an unwanted passenger on board, and it took them a while to notice. But eventually they did, and the guy seemed shocked that there was a cat just casually sitting on the wing of their plane. Don't worry, the cat was absolutely fine. Shortly after spotting the stowaway feline, the gentleman turned the plane around and landed the plane back on the runway, immediately leaving to rescue the passenger. But moving on, let's take a look at some stunning technology. You see, technology has improved so much, especially in the military and defense industry. Countries around the world are investing heavily in their defense. It's no doubt that the United States has the most technically advanced military in the world. However, we haven't seen much because they love keeping their tech secret and out of the public eye. However, just take a look at this clip of a Royal British Marine going from a boat and landing on a ship in his special suit. Truly impressive. We guarantee you haven't seen anything like this before. All we can say is this is something copied from a superhero movie. What are your thoughts? But moving on, this is what happens when a nuclear bomb is detonated under the ocean. This nuclear bomb had a whopping yield of 8 kilotons and was part of Operation Heart Attack 1 in 1958, where the United States did a series of 35 nuclear tests. While this particular bomb had a whopping yield of 8 kilotons, imagine how scary modern nuclear weapons would look in comparison. Today's weapons have nuclear yells 10 times what we had during the Cold War. But moving on, we have more unbelievable people that actually exist. Prison escape videos are probably the most exciting to watch. There are times when prison escapes are simple and just absurd watch, as this Indian prisoner demonstrates how he escaped from prison. His escape was so good that even the police were impressed and wanted a demonstration. But moving on, we have a professional motorcyclist break an unusual record. The British professional motorcyclist Gary Rothwell did an unbelievable stunt where he dragged himself behind a motorcycle using titanium-soled boots. He clocked an impressive 251.54 kilometers per hour, which is a record which stands to this day. But moving on, some impressive architecture from history. The Mayans were an ancient civilization that left behind tons of mysteries. Perhaps one of the most unbelievable mysteries is the weird echoing sound produced when clapping. I'm front of the famous Chichen Itza stairs.
The sound comes back.
Magical, isn't it? We still aren't sure why the temple makes that particular sound. Perhaps it has something to do with the acoustics outside the temple. We know that we humans are among the smartest creatures on this planet. But there is one thing we aren't capable of doing. Scientists agree that drawing a perfect circle without any tools or assistance is one of the hardest tasks to accomplish. This is because our brain doesn't have enough resources to focus on the correlation of movement and do cognitive tasks at the same time. This professor, however, managed to draw almost a perfect circle using an odd technique. But moving on, next we have a disappointing video. A mind-blowing, disturbing video to watch comes from this beautiful river that was responsible for feeding a village with drinking water. But all of a sudden, the river was flowing with tons of garbage. How is that even possible? We don't know. What do you think? Watch closely how the kid in the red jacket seems to blow up this bridge with some secret superpowers. Newton's law of viscosity simply means that a Newtonian fluid is proportional to shear stress. In other words, if you steer water hard enough, it will move a lot. But then there are non-Newtonian fluids that don't follow this law and can turn into solids when pressure is applied. Magical, isn't it? Next, I present to you this incredible woman whose skeleton is made of jelly. Seems like this driver comes from a reality where phobias and stress don't exist. From one skilled driver to a race with only skilled drivers taking part. Rally racing is one of the most popular motorsports events in the world. In this northern Italian city, which is known for having very narrow roads, somehow drivers were able to pass through with ease. And finally, on the list, we have the gates of hell up close. The Darvaza natural gas crater is a vast, fiery pit, measuring 200 feet wide and 65 feet deep. For the past 50 years, it's been smoldering away in the middle of the Karakum Desert, in the Central Asian country of Turkmenistan. The crater was formed in the early 70s, when a natural gas pocket collapsed into a cavern. Nicknamed the Gateway to Hell. It's something of a tourist attraction. Yet burning fossil fuels is not good for the environment. Well, that's all for this video. What are your thoughts on these amazing videos caught on camera? Do let us know in the comments.